Hello, YTPC. Ethan, Parsimonious Piper here. It is Cobb Tuesday. Got my Cobb Tuesday cob. Got my Cobb Tuesday hat. In my cob, which is a little Missouri Meerschaum, Washington, Rob Roy shape, I have some more of the Haunted Bookshop Balkan Supreme blend mix that Matt Glumchum Piper gave me. Tried it in a Briar, figured I'd try it in a cob. I still taste more of the Balkan than I do of the Haunted Bookshop. Maybe it's the cob, but I do seem to sense a little more of the burley this time. We'll see with a few more bowls what I get out of it. Today, I am doing a video response to Killer Briar 626, who is having his 100 sub gaw. Interesting young guy, budding blender. His link will be down below. Check him out. For his giveaway, he wants to know, what was our first pipe? What was our first tobacco? And if we'd be willing to share our own personal blend. Well, I do still happen to have my first pipe. It is not, however, in smokable condition. My first pipe is in a plastic bag. This pipe is a cheap little Casillero basket pipe from Pipes and Cigars, and the stem is in pieces. So I've held on to it. I need to just spring the money to go ahead and have another stem put on it. There's a decent little billiard. Hard to go wrong with the billiard. But it has more sentimental value than anything. I'm afraid if I put a stem on it, the stem's going to be worth more than the pipe. But I got that in one of those, excuse me, in one of those introductory packages from Pipes and Cigars where you get 3 blends and a pipe for, $70, $75, something like that. And pipe cleaners, pipe tool, check tool, something like that. You know the deals. Well, that came along with 3 tobaccos. Those were Magnum Opus, White Knight, and Black House. I think of those 3, I think Black House was the first one I tried. And that's a good Balkan. It's got Latakia, Virginia Oriental, Darkfire Kentucky, Perique, a little bit of unflavored Black Cavendish. I like the stuff. Still like the stuff. It was a good introduction to me because it wasn't goopy and it wasn't an aromatic that didn't taste anything like it smelled, at least for a beginner. It had a good, strong flavor that I could taste. Liked it, still do. But honestly, I couldn't tell you that I smoked that before White Knight or Magnum Opus. I just think I did. My blend. Well, some of you out there have had samples of it. I call it Secondhand Bookshop. It was sort of inspired by Haunted Bookshop in that Haunted Bookshop is burley, Red Virginia, and Perique, with the Red Virginia playing just a very minor role and it mostly being burley and Perique. It's good stuff. But I like Darkfire Kentucky, and I decided I would like to make a blend that was similar in concept, but based on Darkfire Kentucky. So my Secondhand Bookshop is 50% Darkfire Kentucky. Now I have used primarily Sutliff's TS12 Dark Fire Cured as the base for my blend. I think it's got a nice barbecuey, smoky flavor. And it's affordable in bulk. So 50% of that. Another 25% burley. Now here I'm going for a medium burley. I don't want the sharpness, the sourness that you sometimes get with a sharp white burley. I just want some fullness and body added into the smoke, really, without changing a whole lot of the flavor. And for this level, I have used Peter Stokkebye's medium burley. I've used a Sutliff. I've used a blend of Cornell and Deal burleys. Always with the goal of this part of the blend just being something that adds some body, some fullness to the flavor without really being noticeable. It doesn't add cocoa notes, for example. At least I don't get them. All right, so there we're up to 75%. Well, what's that last 25%? Well, it is split evenly right now between Red Virginia and Perique. Now, the Red Virginia that I have used is that Sutliff 515, RC1, something like that. It has a nice, tangy, vinegary, ketchup-y taste to it. And when it's used as a condiment or as a smaller, minor component like I use it in my blend, it doesn't dominate or anything. Now, I have experimented, and I apologize to people who got my last batch. I used an unflavored Black Cavendish, and that didn't really pull the right profile. It was a little too soft. It didn't have the tang that you get from a Red Virginia. It did have a little sweetness, but wasn't what I was looking for. So my last batch, I went back to the Red Virginia. I do have some Stove Virginia I want to try, just to try it, see if I like that flavor profile in the blend any better. If not, I go back to Red Virginia. Now the last 12.5%, I am sad to say I can no longer get. See, my last 12.5% was Perique, and up until now, I've been using a hefty bit of a Decade Series Perique that Mark Ryan sold. I mean, he only sold it for a brief time. It is the same 2003 Perique that was highlighted at the Richmond show this year. And yes, that's what I was blending with, and it was fantastic Perique. Just absolutely phenomenal stuff. So those of you who get samples from this last batch of Haunted Bookshop with that Perique will definitely, you have something a little bit special. Because that Perique is something else. So I'm going to try, Cornell and Deal's got some granulated Perique. They've got a long cut Perique. I'm going to try the granulated first just because it's a little easier to work with. The long cut Perique is stringy and you have to work it a lot more. And that's actually what the Mark Ryan Perique was, a little stringy. You had to work it a little more to get it distributed evenly. And there you really have to make sure you have good moisture content while you're mixing, because you don't want to, crumble all of your tobaccos, that sort of thing. So I'm going to try the granulated first and see if the flavor is still all right. But that is my blend. If you're making up a pound, it's real easy. It's 8 ounces of dark fired, 4 ounces of burley, medium burley, 2 ounces of Red Virginia, 2 ounces of Perique. Obviously, you can substitute anything you want in there. That's the fun of blending. But I've come out with a blend that I really love. I I haven't really made it a daily blend. It's still a little bit of a special occasion blend. I've got too many things that I'm trying right now. But there are a couple folks out there who like the stuff, so it can't be too bad. Well, Anthony, I hope that satisfies your curiosity. Folks, check him out. Nice young guy. I'm trying to badger him into doing an interview with me. See if we can make that happen. With that, it's a gorgeous North Carolina day. Light something you like. Enjoy your afternoon.